400 Blows, directed by Francois Truffaut, is one of my favorite coming-of-age films. The original title, Le Quatre en Coupe, which means to raise hell, is a semi-autobiographical story of Antoine Doinel, a boy trapped in a life of contemptuous authority who turns to outward rebellion. Made in 1959, Truffaut shows his mastery of the cinematic arts in this freshman attempt. Inspired by Truffaut's own early life, it shows a resourceful boy growing up in Paris and slowly moving towards a life of crime. His parents see him as a troublemaker. When the film opens, the camera tracks through the streets of Paris. The tracking is shaky, unfocused, and unable to hold attention. We see Paris through Antoine's point of view, going upwards, then against the buildings, and finally backwards. The sequence is in sharp contrast to the next shot, an over-the-shoulder shot of a boy with a pin-up poster. The camera strictly follows the poster, tracking until it lands on Antoine's desk, causing the instructor to order him into a corner. Antoine spirals into more trouble, gets kicked out of class, gets in trouble for writing on the classroom wall, catches his mother with another man, and later lies about his absences as being due to his mother's death. He frequently runs away from both home and school. He finally quits school after his teacher accuses him of plagiarizing Balzac. Though Antoine loves Balzac, and in a school essay he describes the death of my grandfather in a close paraphrase of Balzac from memory. He steals a royal typewriter from his stepfather's workplace to finance his plans to leave home, but being unable to sell it, he is apprehended while trying to return it. The stepfather turns Antoine over to the police, and Antoine spends the night in jail, sharing a cell with prostitutes and thieves. During an interview with a judge, Antoine's mother confesses that her husband is not her son's biological father. Antoine is placed in an observation center for troubled youths near the seashore, as his mother wished. A psychologist at the center looks for reasons for Antoine's unhappiness, which the youth reveals in a fragmented series of monologues. While playing football with other boys, Antoine escapes under a fence and runs away to the ocean, which he has always wanted to see. The film concludes with a freeze frame of Antoine, which, via an optical effect, zooms in on his face as he breaks the fourth wall and looks into the camera. The 400 Blows suggests that every kid is just a few steps away from delinquency. All it takes is a dismissive parent or an abusive teacher or a needling friend, and our worst impulses can hold sway during those formative years. The film explores themes of lost youth, rigidity of authoritarian figures and institutions, escapism, rebellion. More than anything else, the film explores the longing to break free from conformity, to be loved, and to embrace adulthood. The film tries to explore Antoine's search for identity and his confused state of mind. In one unforgettable scene, Antoine rides on a wheel of death that resembles a zoetrope. He spins round and round, quicker and quicker, pinned to its wall, defying gravity, superhero for a minute. He has become a film reel. The air is full of screams, of fear, but also of joy, of letting it out. The forces within the adult world seem to pin him down to the floor, both emotionally and psychologically. We see from Antoine's point of view that he is staring at his mother's hat while she speaks and not at her face. This unusual photographic angle puts us in the perspective of Antoine and shows the ways that he gets lost in thought, torn away from the reality of his experience. This image allows us to experience his point of view, to feel his inability to focus on his mother's caustic attitude. Antoine Doinel idolizes Balzac's work and depicts my grandfather's death in a school essay based on the plot of The Quest of the Absolute, leading his teacher to accuse him of plagiarizing, causing him to quit school. He also lights a candle to an altar of Balzac, but the curtain in front of it catches fire. Even through his best intentions, Antoine still manages to get in trouble. The film is about Antoine trying to escape from confined spaces. Throughout the film, we see his parents and Antoine trying to make their way squeezed through narrow living rooms and bedrooms. Antoine's final escape from the observation center and his run towards the beach. The camera follows him as he walks down a flight of steps, then long ways down to the beach to the edge of the water. As he steps in the water for a moment, he feels his newfound freedom for the first time. Then abruptly, he turns to the camera, breaking the fourth wall. As he looks at the camera, he wears a curious expression, as though he has been caught or apprehended unawares. This image, Antoine's bewildered expression in a private moment, suggests that he doesn't know what's coming next and that he's unsure of what to do with his newfound freedom. The image ends the film on an ambiguous note and suggests that there is more to come.